Hey, YouTube and vinyl community. I want to showcase some of my vinyls from my youth. These are going to be bangers, bops, and jams. Here's Elvis, one of the first records, LPs that I ever bought. I think that one's a bop. The Platters. The Flying Platters. I always loved the Platters. I got a little yellow sticker on here. Sola Taylor, that's her right there in the middle. Oh, I had a crush on her. I think this one's a jam. And of course, my favorite was Little Richard. This one got to be a bangers. Oh, wait. Is Elvis the bangers? Or is Little Richard the bangers? There's one of them the bop and one of them's the bangers. And which one's the jam? Is the Platters the jam? I don't think the Platters is the bangers. I'm confused. I'll be back later. This most recent Thursday stopped by my store and went through the new arrival bins and a couple little things that's not very common there. Some jazz records, and the first one I got was this one. Song for My Father, the Horace Silver Quintet on Blue Note. One of the things it came with, which I've never seen before, I don't have a big collection of Blue Notes, came with a poster. And pretty big record label there. Poster in nice condition. Came with one of these classic Blue Note inner sleeves. Record near mint condition. The jacket near mint condition. There's the record. And the interesting thing, this is a famous record. This record's been reissued many times. 1984 was this issue from a 1964 record. This record is Direct Metal Master. And of this particular album on Discogs, only 16 people have it, 28 people want it. Now, this was just a $20 record in near mint condition. You can't buy a new copy for anywhere near that. And so I say that's a heck of a deal. This record going to be more up-tempo than the next couple jazz records I picked up. I picked up 3 records, which are not very common, the Blue Note, that kind of records at my store. And this record was just musically really outstanding, and the sonics were excellent. Now, Music Matters in 2010 put out a double LP 45 RPM remastered by Kevin Gray, pressed at RTI. That version on Discogs, near mint copy, is probably $80 or more right now. And then they just recently reissued this record again. And I think that one goes for around $50, just the 33 RPM version. But boy, for $20, near mint Direct Metal Master, that's a bargain in music. Next record, Night Train, Oscar Peterson Trio. I've seen this record shown several times. Verve, 1963 VG++ copy. I think this one was only about $10. Says on Discogs 103 people have this particular version. This is a early mono press, and 81 people want it, and it gets a score of 4.63 out of 5. And the dynamics on this record are just outstanding. A lot of dynamic variation. And one of the things about this record that makes it excellent, I think the programming, the tune selection and programming is excellent. Starts off with Night Train, the album title, and just the selections of tunes and the way they did it were outstanding. And I'm not going to get that turned around the right way, but real nice condition. Closes out the album with probably his most famous composition, Hymn to Freedom, just a trio. This one's a little more laid back than that Horace Silver, just a treat. Like many / most of you, I watch a ton of YouTube videos in the vinyl community, and this next record I was unfamiliar with until just the last couple weeks, and surprise, it shows up at my record store. Great Scott, the Shirley Scott Trio on Impulse from 1964. Mono, I think it was Ken McAuliffe that was showing some Shirley Scott and saying that was one of his favorites. Near mint. The jacket here is near mint. Gatefold. Just beautiful. Impulse. The record, VG++, I would say. I played it straight through. It was excellent. Now, I don't know that I had heard her name at all. She is a jazz organist and vocalist, and if you like Jimmy Smith, I think you'd like this, but this isn't like Jimmy Smith. She plays a different style, different phrasing and so forth, and she has a good voice, and this is just really excellent. And it's kind of like two records in one. The first side is her with a, I guess we could say, an orchestra. It gives it an almost a big band sound, but the organ is right out there in the front. It's not kind of buried in the mix like it could be, and very tasty and excellent. And then the B side is just her and the trio, so much more intimate. And I listened to both sides of this, and I enjoyed them equally. And of course, this is an excellent sounding record. It has some just instrumental tracks. It has some tracks with her singing. And the Discog says this is soul jazz, which I can figure that part out. Hard bop, that part of it I'm not so knowledgeable in, but of my 3 jazz records I picked up, kind of unusual at my store. They're all from 63, 64. Just a really enjoyable record, and on to some rock. Shirley Scott album was only $7. There are bargains out there to be had. And here's a rock record. Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy. Nice gatefold, VG plus condition. The record, even better condition than that. Shiny, just probably only been played a couple times. I just get them up there upside down every time, don't I? And, of course, has the original inner sleeve, which I appreciate getting those new inner sleeves. And so on to the next one. Led Zeppelin record, if I didn't say, early U.S. press in really nice condition. Now, all the current Led Zeppelin stuff being reissued on vinyl are all from Digital Masters. So I say on these early presses, which sound great, pick them up while you still can, because they're not cheap right now, but they will soon be disappearing. This next one I hadn't seen before, and I don't know if I've seen anybody show it in the vinyl community or not. King Crimson, In the Wake of Poseidon. This is 1970, the original issue, and this is a 1983 Japanese repress in near mint condition. Does not have the obi. Beautiful gatefold. And you notice right here, I've never seen a cut corner smaller or more neat. If you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't even notice it was a cut corner. Has both English and Japanese on this, and Polydor, just in almost mint condition. And so this is just my second King Crimson record, so I may be old, but I'm getting there. Just going to show one more rock record today. I did pick up some more rock records, more mundane stuff. I'm just kind of showing you the goodies here today. And from 1977, Near Mint original, Iggy Pop, the Idiot. And I do have a couple other Iggy Pop records, believe it or not. Never had this one. I believe this is a first press, RCA. The record is Near Mint. The jacket just shows the tiniest bit of ring wear, so it may be VG+, but see if I can get that record around where you can see it. Just a gorgeous record. And I really enjoyed it. To close it out today with a couple blues records. Show this one quickly. Willie Dixon, Mighty Earthquake and Hurricane. This 1984 original, gold stamp promo on the Palusa label. And it's a good record, and I love the artwork on the cover of that. Now the next record is probably not very desirable record, but it's a scarce record, and I think it's fun. Muddy and the Wolf. This was a Chess Records promo record, advertising record, you might say, and so it has on one side music off of the Muddy Fathers and Sons record, and off of the other side the Howlin' Wolf London sessions. Now I have the Fathers and Sons. I'm not sure if I have the other one. A lot of people don't like compilations. This wasn't just a compilation. This was an advertising promotional record for Chess Records. And one of the things I didn't remember, I thought was quite interesting, Chess Records at this time is a division of Sugar Hill Records. So it's interesting that Sylvia, the founder of Sugar Hill Records, picked up the Chess catalog. And just to show you the whole deal here, this is a white label promo. And very few people, you go to Discogs, very few people have this record, and I think maybe there was only one for sale. $20, near mint condition. Yeah, I would probably rather have the records that this was taken from, but I think this is kind of a fun artifact of the record business and of Chess Records, and just for that reason, it's worth having. I've been having a little trouble learning the lingo of music speak, but I think I'm starting to get it down. This record's dope. This record's fire. I got it figured out on a couple. No doubt about it. Ice Cube. Everything's corrupt. His first new record out in 10 years, and he's got it right. Everything is corrupt. Double LP. Nice gatefold. Yep, I know this one is the dope record because he talks a lot about dope in it. And side B, first tune, Bad Dope. And here's one, the new Funkadelic. This is a good record. I like it. He's got the problem down pretty good. It's possible we could disagree about what the solution is, but we're all pretty much right there on the problem. Everything is corrupt. And Sarah Bareilles, Amid the Chaos, new record. This record just came out, her newest record. And see there, folks? The very first tune on track A is Fire. This one's a gatefold. Fire. Dope. Fire. Dope. Keep them spinning and see you all down at the vocabulary truck.